ordinarily you should be targeting the market with large demand, particularly the one with large demand and growing demand. And the beauty of trade map is that it will show you the trend. You can show in the last 3 to 5 years what is the demand. Is it growing? Is it coming down? What is the demand like for this particular product? Today we'll be talking about beginner guides to export business. You know, there's a big challenge for a lot of people coming into export. They always have challenge and asking important questions that can help them to be able to navigate the complexity and issue around export. I've been exporting for almost 2 decades, and I'm sure, and I do training, capacity building for people. I'm sure I'll be able to have some value to you today as we have this conversation on beginner's guide to export business. So if you're trying to go into export business, the first thing I would recommend you consider is you need to decide on the product you want to export. You need to decide on the product. So what do you want to export? Maybe some other time in future we're going to talk about deciding on that product, because in deciding on the product, there are so many issues around that, which I will talk about later on in another video. But decide on the product. So for some people, they are manufacturer already. They already have the product they want to export. So if you're a manufacturer already have the product you want to export, that's an advantage. That means that's an advantage and disadvantage. Advantage is in that it reduces your search on what to export. But it's also a disadvantage is that you can become so married to your product at the expense of even when the product rather is not viable. So it's not enough for you to want to export that particular product. Ask, is this product viable? If it's not viable, don't be married to the product, but decide on the product. A number of other factors you can consider about the product. You can look at the amount you need, the funding you have to be able to do it, and to be able to do the shipment and the like, but ensure you have a product you want to export. Now, immediately you've decided on the product you want to export, the next question you should be asking yourself is, where is the market? Where is the market? And I will call that purchasers. So decide on the product first, and the next thing is, where is the market? Where is the market you are looking to sell the product? Because that's exactly why I said, even if you have decided on the product, is there a market for it? Is there a market for it? And for you to narrow down the market, you might need to look at the potential volume. In fact, I would rather you look at this first. After you look at the product, look at the potential volume. By that I mean, what's the potential demand for this product in the export market around? What's the potential demand? So for example, I want to export raw cashew nut. What's the potential demand of raw cashew nut? Cashew nut demand in the world, I think it's about $7 billion. I want to export cocoa. What's the demand? I think about $10 billion. So my recommendation is, anything you want to export, let it be that at least $500 to $1 billion in demand. I would prefer $1 billion minimum, but $500,000 to $1 billion in demand will make a lot of sense. That means the demand is huge, right? Because you look at it in naira terms or in other terms of the currency of some other developing nation, that's a lot of money. Now, so that's the potential. Now, when you determine the potential, and you're able to get the potential, and you can actually, if you want to know where to find the potential of your product, visit trademap.org. Trade, TRADEMAP.org. If you go to trademap.org, you'll be able to see, and there are videos for trademark on YouTube that can show you how to review that website, how to use the website. But you'll be able to get, in fact, if you put the right setting and set, it will display the top, from the topmost to the lowest in that market, from the highest to the lowest in that market. So in that demand for that product. In this case now, you're looking at the importer of that product in the market. So you can get the potential there. Now, purchasers. Now, the reason why by the time you look at the top 10, so let's say, for example, you are looking at the product, maybe the highest buyer is China, followed by the US, followed by Germany, China, USA, Germany, then UK. So you can see it in this order, maybe Netherlands, maybe Egypt. No, so this can be the highest, from highest to the lowest. So you now know that, okay, if I'm going to export this product, these are I've seen the potential. From potential, I can get the purchasers. Who are the top purchaser of the product in the world? Top purchaser of the product. Now, another important thing you need to ask yourself is, this product you want to export, who are the, what are the uses? What is the purpose of the product? You know why the reason for knowing the purpose is it helps you eventually to be able to know who you are going to be targeting. In fact, it also helps you to know the parameters that are required, because the purpose determines the parameters. The purpose basically talk about the uses. Who are those that use it? So if I'm exporting shea butter, for example, who are those that use shea butter? Some people in cosmetics use it. Those in the food industry use it. Who are those that are using that product? That lets you know. Sometimes that it will influence the parameter. By parameter, I mean specification. So when I say parameter, I mean specification. Specification. So product, what do you want to export? Purchasers, potential. What the volume of demand? Purchasers, who are those buying? Purpose, what do they use it for? Parameter, what are the parameter required or the quality specification required for that product? Now, remember, we're talking about beginner guide to export business. These are the important questions you need to ask yourself, that you need to answer before you even venture into the public. Now, what this will do for you, it will make you to do a lot of research. So it will require a lot of research, because you need to research, number one, you already have your product, you need to research the potential market, you need to research the purchaser, you need to research the purpose. Now, the reason why you need to know the purpose is because it will help you with the promotion. Because the promotion will help you to be able to get buyers. You'll be able to know who are you. The purpose will help you to know. For example, if I know that the product is being used by the demand, let's say, for example, the demand is high in the US, for example, and they use it for cosmetics in the US. Cosmetics. So if I'm looking for buyer, my promotion will be targeted towards, number one, the purchaser in the US, and the purpose they use it for, cosmetics. That guys, the kind of people I'm targeting in all my marketing and sales effort right there in the US. So promotion. Then another important thing is that you need to consider is the pricing. The pricing. What is the price you want to export? And that price you are going to, at the price you are going to export it, is that price going to be profitable for you? So it's going to be competitive in the export market and at the same time profitable for you. So the pricing then becomes extremely important. So you need to ensure you have a good understanding of the pricing. And in another video I'll be talking about this pricing. I'm just trying to highlight here important information you need to know for you to be able to start as a beginner. Then you need to, now with all this information now, you can do a plan. Before planning, let me put paperwork. Paperwork, that's documentation. Paperwork, that's documentation, and then a plan. Paperwork, and then a plan. That's marketing plan. Now, number one, product. What do I want to export? Like I said again, you can export solid minerals, you can export finished goods, you can export commodities, you can export processed food. Talking about what to export also, sometimes you might need to consider intermediate product. In fact, currently, there are a lot of demand for intermediate product. Intermediate product in this case will be cocoa to cocoa beans, cocoa beans to cocoa butter to chocolate. Chocolate is the end product. Chocolate is the end product. Cocoa beans is the primary product. Cocoa butter is the secondary or intermediate product. Cocoa butter is the secondary or intermediate product. And chocolate is the end product. Chocolate is the end product. So products, different options. Number two, potential. So I will rewrite, I think I should write this because I keep going back to this one. Number two, I talk about potential. Potential. Now, don't just decide that you want to export a particular product. It's very important before you even waste your time, before you start wasting your time on researching a product. Like I said, sometimes you might be tempted because this is your product. You are already into production of a particular item, And because this is what you are producing, you are so attached to it and you are not thinking of other possibilities. You want to focus on this product because that's what you know, that's what you are used to. And I'm saying potential lets you know, is there a market to consider here? Is there a market to consider? Is the demand large enough? Is it worth my time? Is it worth my while? And I told you that when you are trying to find potential of the market, you can visit trademap.org. With trademap.org, you will be able to know. With trademap.org, you will be able to know if there's a potential market for this product. With trademap.org. Now, with potential, then we come to purchaser. Through the potential market size, and the fact that it will be arranged in descending order by Trademap, when we have done the sorting on of the importer or the buyer of the product, you'll be able to know also purchaser, who are the largest buyer, because you don't want to waste your time chasing the smaller buyer. The reason you can chase smaller buyer is if you have a particular advantage in that market. Maybe because you have a representative there, or you visit there often, or you know someone you can work with. Ordinarily, you should be targeting the market with large demand, particularly the one with large demand and growing demand. And the beauty of Trademap is that it will show you the trend. You can show in the last 3 to 5 years what is the demand. Is it growing? Is it coming down? What is the demand like for this particular product? So potential purchaser now. Purchaser talking about the people buying, particularly the country buying. But then I spoke about the purpose, and I talked about the fact that purpose is going to help you to be able to know the parameter required, which is also called specification, and also let you know who to target in terms of promotion. Purpose. Different product can be used for different things. A product rather can be used for different things in different countries, depending on what they want it for. It can be a particular specification of that product that make them to use. Some people use the highest level of specification of that product, some use a low level of specification of that product, depending on different market. Different market determine what they want to buy and how they want to buy. And then, so that gives an idea of the parameters. The parameter talk about the specification. So I need to know the product, I need to know the potential of the market, I need to know the purchaser in the market, I need to know the purpose what they are using for, because the purpose helps me to know the parameters of the people that buy, and then I need to know the promotion, the how to promote. Who am I going to target in my promotional activity because of the purpose of the product, and then my pricing. Now, to be able to arrive at pricing, as another video I'm going to discuss, and in different video we're going to take each of these one by one and talk about them on separate video. But here I'm talking about beginner guide. What are the things you need to know? What are the things you need to know? What are the things you should even avoid completely? Avoid wasting your time on a product that does not have good demand. Avoid it. Or they have low potential. Avoid it. Avoid working with a product where you cannot get a representative in the market with higher potential. In fact, when you are looking at this list the way it is, the basis for choosing the market should be the one where you have a representative you can work with, because that helps you to grow. Pricing basically talk about costing and pricing. Is the product profitable? At the price it is right now, is that product profitable? If you are exporting that product to the export market, the buyer is going to be able to sell at the profitable price. Are you going to be competitive, and what are the cost elements? And then paperwork. What are the pre and post export documentation that you are going to be using, that you are going to be needing rather for this shipment? Regulatory issue, documentation issue, both in your country and of course in the export market. And lastly, based on all this information, you can now do a plan, otherwise called marketing plan. You can now do a plan. If you want to get template for marketing plan, go online, you'll be able to find good template for marketing plan. But these are important information you need to know if you are going to be able to do an effective marketing plan. So, in my opinion, these are important information you need to know before you venture into export business. In another video, I'm going to talk about beginner guide to import business. See you in the next video. Bye for now.